Hey everybody. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope things are going well. We actually don't have Brooke and Jess with us today, which is very, very, very sad. But it's okay. And if you guys are here for them, I'm so sorry. It is just me today. But it is going to go well. We're going to be very productive. We're going to get lots of writing done. So I'm very, very excited. For all of you guys that are here, if you guys want to drop a comment in the chat and let me know what you will be working on today, that would be awesome because I always love hearing about your stories. They're always straight bangers. Like, there's never one where I'm like, what were you thinking? Like, they're all amazing and I'd love to hear about them. Um, but yeah, if you guys are new here and you came from Broken Justice channel, but you decided to stay, my name is Hannah. I'm currently working on a young adult. Sorry, I was about to say young adult and then YA right after. I'm working on a YA religious fantasy slash science fiction novel. It goes under the alias of Project AOS or Project Ace of Spades, and I'm currently revising draft 2. And it has been a while since I did a solo stream, but just to give you guys an update, I'm currently on chapter 16. I ended up having to go back and revise some earlier chapters because I am terrible at killing my darlings, and I really didn't end up killing them completely. I think they're still breathing, but I got them in a point where everything's okay. Everything's locked down, everything makes sense, everything is logical. But I may end up having to go back because I don't know. Even the whole time I was writing, it just felt choppy. It didn't feel natural, but like it was literally the best that I could do in the moment. So I'm definitely going to have to go back and rewrite that chapter. But I'm glad that it gave more insight to the character's POV that I was trying to flesh out a bit more. But finally, because I did that, we are back on track, and it is currently looking like Project AOS is going to have like 36 chapters. It was gonna have 34, but it has since increased. And to give you guys an idea, draft 1 has 24 chapters. Keep in mind, some of these at least chapter 1 was split in half, and another chapter was inserted in between. But like overall, this book has gained a lot of words. I think it's going to get to about 100,000, and I finished draft 1 at 70,000. Help! I did not. Well, the funny thing is I started out revising being like, "I think I'm gonna get it to 100K," and then over time, I had accepted that it wasn't gonna get that large because it didn't feel like it was, and here we are. Let's just hope that nothing else happens that's out of my radar and it ends up being even longer, because this is a YA book. I get that it's sci-fi fantasy, but I still want it to be fairly digestible, especially since it's planned to be a part of a really big series. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go in the chat. Oh, hey, Chloe. I am so glad you're here to join. I'm sorry that Jess and Brooke aren't here today, but you should definitely check out their channels. They make some amazing video content, and it's always just fun to see what they're up to and see what they're doing. So I definitely recommend checking them out. I believe they both do writing vlog content mostly, and Jess does like she did daily vlogs for a while, and she also does the rough draft challenge a lot. So if that's something you participate in, definitely check that out. I know Brooke is a mom, so she's also like balancing that. So she makes a lot of content based on that. If you're interested in that as well, so I highly recommend go checking them out. You say, "Hello, Hannah, Justin, Brooke. It's my first time on a live stream working on my cozy mystery." I love that. I love cozy vibes and mystery vibes. I don't read it enough, but that's amazing. I also have a question. How many drafts do you do before giving it to beta and alpha readers? This is actually a really great question. I'm currently on draft 2, and I plan on giving the book to beta readers after. I have not had someone read this book from start to finish ever, which is extremely daunting, but I do 2 drafts, and I think I'm gonna kind of stick to that. Maybe in the future do a draft 1 reread because I really wish that I had gotten someone who could do it, but I wasn't able to, so I'm doing a draft 2 beta read vibes. Hey Evelyn, I'm so glad you're here. Nice to see you again. We actually had a stream on Evelyn's channel last night, which was the storyboard game, which was very, very cool. So, for y'all that are on here that missed that, I highly recommend checking it out. It's really fun. And I believe Evelyn's going to be doing more of the storyboard streams in the future. It's kind of like a board game, but it's a writing stream. So, it's very, very cool. So, you should definitely go over there and check that out if you haven't yet. Ah, I'm so excited. It's so weird to be on a solo stream because I have not done this in like maybe 6 months. I don't know. Don't count me on that, but it has been a while. Ian's here. Hello, Ian. He says, "Good morning, Hannah. Just working on a coffee at the moment." That is great. I literally haven't eaten breakfast, so I have like 2 oranges that I'm probably going to like devour because I wasn't able to find anything else to eat. But we're going to go with this because I don't know. I like oranges. And there's no milk, so, like, I can't make matcha or cereal, anything. I didn't realize how many foods depended on milk, but yeah. Oh, Hannah, you are seriously the absolute sweetest. Thank you, that's so you are the absolute sweetest, always. Like, you're so kind, you're always thinking of other people and, like, worrying about, like, what's going on, and I really appreciate that. You take so much care into the things that you do and the people you surround yourself with. Truly, like, you're the best. Currently writing chapter 8, which is based on sorry, I can't read. Currently writing chapter 8, which is based at Halloween within a school setting. I love that. I feel like all like cozy mystery, like school things tend to have like the Halloween moment, like the big Halloween party where all the tension is going. I don't know if that's how yours is going because I know it's cozy, but like if you're doing a cozy mystery, adding Halloween in there just makes it so much more like special. One thing that I love to think about when it comes to writing is like how to put nostalgia into a book, especially when it's a book that is not something that real life people would ever experience, like fantasy. It's not something that you can draw on your own life directly to relate to. So, like, how do you infuse nostalgia into that? And I think like holidays is a very good way to do that. So, I love the Halloween. That's something that everyone can kind of like pull on their own memories for and kind of like draw back on. So, I love that. That's a great idea. Anyway, I have not yet to pull up Flocus. So if any of you guys are here and you haven't dropped in what you're working on, please do so while I go pull up Flocus because I have been in an absolute rush this morning. I doom scrolled for like 30 minutes in my bed, which was a bad choice, but we're here and we're dealing with it. You guys let me know what you think about streaming times because I've been recently very into like 40-minute streams, but I'm also aware that like I have had a lot more time to wake up than some of you guys with your time zones. It's literally 9 o'clock where I am, and for some of you, it may be like 6 a.m. So if we want to start with a 20, let me know. But please, if you're here, I see that 6 people are here. I expect to see 6 mentions of times in the comments because this is a democracy. There is a disappearance and first sighting of a disbanded society. Oh, that is so cool. Stop. Now I need to know. Like that is so so cool. That is amazing. Hi Miranda, I am so glad you're here today. And Nina's here. Hi Nina. I don't think you've been on a stream before. If you have, I'm so sorry, but it's nice to meet you if you are new here. It looks like Ian is good with 40. So you guys better sound off in the comments and let me know if 40 is okay. Because I know that is a bit long, but I feel like it really helps me. Like when me and Kara on paper do FaceTimes and it's nice to do 40 because like it helps you really like lock in. Like I feel like with 20s, it's good if you're doing like smaller tasks, but with 40s, you really have like the time to like get in like the right wavelength. And so I really like 40s. I'm in the UK, so it is currently 2 p.m. Wow. See? Okay, that's crazy. It's amazing how we have so many different time zones. Okay, 40 sounds good to me. 40 is good also. 40 is good. I love 40 minutes Mercedes. Okay, I'm so glad we are all on the same page. That's perfect because I already have 40 minutes in Focus, Was this a tactic just for me to be lazy and not have to figure out how to change it? Maybe. I'm just messing. I love 40s, so I'm glad we're gonna do that. But let's share the screen and add that to the page. Okay, you guys, we're about to start on our first sprint. If you guys have any questions for me, definitely let me know. It feels like forever since I've like talked to you, which I would love to have questions. Unfortunately, I can't ask myself my questions. I feel like that would just be weird. But let's get started on a 40-minute sprint. And if you're new here, no one's gonna see this. I'll add something in the chat to like tell you guys to drop what you're working on down below. But yeah, we are going to get started. Yes, me. That emoji is me right now. Let's do this. Yes. Okay. And we are going to get started. Good luck, everyone. We are going to write thousands of words. It's going to be a miracle. Or we're going to write one and be happy with it because we have some editors here, maybe, probably, also, maybe. I don't know. We're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Okay, there you go. Good luck, everyone. Hello, everybody. Go ahead and sorry, I'm trying to stop the focus. Go ahead and drop below how you guys think you did during that sprint. It can be last lines, favorite lines, word count, anything that you feel comfortable sharing. If you would love to share where you are, we would love to celebrate your successes with you. Um, it didn't go the best for me. I'm just in a really like weird spot. I feel like something I don't talk about enough is how difficult it is to like because I'm taking a book that was written originally in single POV and making it multi POV in revisions, it like adds so many complex layers because I have to find the right locations to place certain scenes when I'm like because you have to think of tension and pacing and like when would be a good time to switch over, like when does this work? Like, how much do you need to see of this character's POV? And the problem is, like, I think the thing is because I'm just now making this book multi POV, I'm figuring out what these characters are doing behind the scenes, and what they're doing behind the scenes affects what's happening in the later chapters. So, like, I don't know, it's just hard. I feel like this book is a mess. I feel like I'm getting to the point where I did with my first project, where I remember I was in this room and I was laying down all my note cards and I was looking at the plot and I was trying my best to figure it out. And I just got to the point where I was like, I'm tired. Like, I don't think I can do this. And that's when I shelved that project. So I've had moments like this throughout the draft, and I know that if I just push through, it'll be fine. But it's hard when you're in it, especially something as difficult as this, where I just truly, I'm like my brain is just stalling out, and I don't know what to do or like how to fix certain issues. But we're trying. So I will get to the questions in a second, but I wanted to go ahead and show what you guys did during the sprint. Let's see. Miranda got to chapter 4, which is excellent. That's wonderful. Nina says, I was determined to work on my cozy adventure fantasy. I love that. But I ended up just talking to my mom on the phone. Honestly, sometimes that is needed. Did some housework during that sprint. Love that for you. 792 words. Fave line was seeing a ghostly male figure with an emblem embalmed into his back. That's very cool. I love the double E's. I always love alliteration. It's fun. Chapter 3 was 459 words, and so far chapter 4 is only 243 words. So your chapters are like on the shorter side. When I've heard Taylor talk about her chapters or like someone, I don't know, I think it was Taylor and right, but it's like potato chip chapters. They're like short and they're like fun and you just want to keep reading more and more. That's so cool. Ian drank coffee and watched some AuthorTube videos. Honestly, sounds like a great way to start your day. And I know a lot of people posted this morning. Like, I was watching all of them come in, and I was like, ah, if only I could just watch them right now. But I knew that I needed to write. But anyway, I know we have some questions up here. Chlorite says, how do you create names for your characters? And would you ever use character names as baby names? Um, I create names for my characters. It really depends because I only came up with like 3 characters when I started this project, and each of their names is like based on something. Like it alludes to something in the book. Like Ace of Spades, that's because like my main character Ace was named after the Ace of Spades, like in the card deck. And then Biston, I don't know if I've said this. He's named after the Biston Bichularia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's the peppered moth. So that's kind of like what he's named after. But like even when I went into this book and when I started becoming a writer, one thing for me was like I don't want to make it cheesy. Like I don't want to make it unrealistic that this person just happens to have this name that alludes to something like oddly specific about them or like oddly specific about the plot. Like I want these metaphors to make sense. So their names almost in a way were like it leads into the fact that like a lot of their life and like their personality was determined by what was expected of them and like what their parents put on them and like what their parents enjoyed and what they thought about, and then that name has therefore like influenced how they see themselves. And so like I love when names have an allusion to them but it's like realistic, like it makes sense that like that is their name but also it like holds a lot of weight into who they are. Would I ever use character names as baby names? I wouldn't use my own because, like, as a writer, you spend so much time with that character that I feel like it would just be strange to name a child after my character. But I do like probably like a lot of girls out there, I do have a list of baby names, and some of them are based off like characters I've read in books, but I don't think I would ever use my own. So I'm like, I think about I don't use names that I'm obsessed with because then I might want to save those. You know what I mean? What do you look for in a good story? Oh, this is a great question. I want to read Chloe's answers first because I saw it and it was a great answer. Evelyn, I look for relatable characters and being able to see myself in the world that I'm reading. That is so true. I think a big thing for me that gets me into a book is like a very interesting a very interesting a very interesting premise. Like I really like extreme like fantasy or like high concept ideas. Project Ace of Spades is very high concept. So I love when stories just have a spin on them that is something that I haven't seen before because I know that I'm really willing to get invested in them. But really what makes me stay is characters. I love characters that in many ways are like flawed, but there are like things to explain why they're flawed that are really relatable and really just make your heart go out to them and feel bad for them because the choices that they've made are kind of determined by their past and like everything that's happened in their life, and it really makes you like connect with them. So I love a good balance of plot and character-based stories. I feel like I've tried to do that with AOS, like, where it's very plot heavy and the action is very interesting. There are a lot of interesting things going on, but at the same time, the characters really shine. But I feel like when I'm reading, I tend to gravitate towards character-based books as well because I love lit fic. Like, I love Donna Tartt, even though there's not really crazy things. Well, it is crazy, but it's not like every single chapter something mind-boggling is happening. Just the characters and their interactions is so, so interesting to get to watch or read. I guess you're not watching it. Yes, JK Lambo is here asking everyone what they're working on today. Evelyn loves that answer. That is so true. That's a great answer. You are coming in with the questions today, Evelyn, and I'm very thankful because it means a lot to me. Do you set any deadlines for yourself while writing? Um, I do set deadlines. It's so funny because I was like moving my deadline around in the sprint because I got to the point where I just had no idea what to do in this book. I was like, I need to do something productive. So I do set deadlines and I think they help. But the thing is, my deadlines are very flexible. It's like, here's what I would love to get done today. The ideal world where I have, well, it's not always ideal. I try to be realistic. Like in a realistically good writing day, this is what I can see getting done. And it honestly helps me feel like the book isn't so far away from being finished because I can pinpoint like a range of time to when it would be finished. So I have like something to look forward to almost. So I do set deadlines, but they're like very flexible and they tend to change often depending on what I'm doing, but like it helps to have them, if that makes sense. I don't wanna be like, "Oh, I'm lenient on my deadline." Like, it's important to have a deadline and to discipline yourself, and I do discipline myself, but I'm also very realistic, and, like, I move things around if I need to because having a harsh deadline can actually be like more stressful because if you get too behind, it's almost like your brain just gives up because it's impossible for you to catch up. But if you allow yourself to like move those deadlines around and be realistic with the time that you have, it's very, I feel like it's more helpful. So that's what I do, but everyone's different. Okay, answering the question that Evelyn asked earlier, I look for wait, no, that wasn't Evelyn, that was Chloe. Okay, wait, no, that was Evelyn. Oh my gosh. I look for a vivid setting, characters I can relate to, and an interesting plot to boot. If I vibe with the characters, there's a good chance I might vibe with the book itself. Very good answer. And yes, I've set many self deadlines for PSNS, most of which I've missed, but I'm determined to self publish this book. Yeah, I've missed so many deadlines because I change them a lot. But like honestly, I don't think I ever miss them because I change when they are. Like, I never let myself get to the point where I miss them, but I did wanna finish this book a lot earlier, so, yes, these are great answers. I think that that was all the questions. Okay, okay, I'm caught up. Okay, Paula Dina says, "Hello, everybody. This is my first live sprint. I'm working on some D&D prep for session." That's awesome. I love D&D. I don't get to play anymore because the group I was playing with the game kind of ended before it was finished, and I'm so sad about it, and I wanna play D&D more because it's so fun, and it's also, like, a huge time commitment, so good for you for working on the prep. Like, it's almost like you're writing a book when you're doing a D&D session, but, like, each time you have a session, it could completely change the course of events. You have to, like, come up with multiple avenues depending on what the characters do. So that's so, so cool that you're doing that. You can do this, Hannah. Maybe run the story by a friend. Sometimes talking it out helps me. Honestly, yeah, I might because the thing is like I only have one person on AuthorTube that like I've actually told like the whole premise of my story, and they are the one like I talk through stuff, but besides that, it's so difficult for me because I've almost gotten in this mindset where like I've blocked myself up from telling what the story is about because I've blocked myself off for so long. Like, if I've talked to, like, a person for so long, but in the beginning I was like, "No, I don't feel comfortable sharing, like, anything," I don't end up sharing anything, even if I get to, like, know the person better. So it's really hard for me to talk to people about what the book is about, and people in my personal life, and even if I just meet people and they ask what I'm writing, I tend to tell them sometimes if I feel up to it, because like I know that they're not writers and they're not. I mean, they could type it into Chat GPT, but it wouldn't be my book. You know what I mean? Because I'm constantly scared of like losing this idea that I have. But that is a great idea. I honestly should because it's just I don't ever really get to talk it out with anyone. I just have to talk it out with myself and my brain. That's why I have my notebook because like I feel like I've become a very visual writer, and I'm also a very, like, method writer usually, where I, like, have to act out what's happening, so being able to draw it helps, and, like, having a different form where I can kind of be crazy with it and incorporate a bunch of different ideas, but that honestly is a really good idea. No words written, I just prepped for cooking brunch. I love a brunch. That's awesome, and also fed my tabby cat Tovin. Oh, that's so cute! I love that. My book is about a young boy who wants to steal his life back from the female changeling who replaced him with his human family but falls in love instead of killing her. Stop, Miranda! That sounds so good. I love that. I feel like I've never seen that like done before. That's so cool. That's, like, such an interesting idea. It's, like, fantasy, but, like, it's also feels, like, very real world because I know that's how changelings work. They're, like, replacing human people at birth. That's so interesting. I love that for you. That's so cool. I'll have to keep an eye out for Miranda Wells. Okay, wait, I messed it up. Nice to meet you. Oh, that sounds fun. I agree. Would you ever write a book based on yourself but through the lens of someone else? That is like a very interesting idea. Like, I don't think that I would. I feel like it would be too weird because like I don't even know what I look like. Like unless I'm in a mirror. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you're asking about my exact life through a different perspective or you're asking like based on me, like one of the characters is based on me. So, I don't get back to me on that because that's an interesting thought. Wow, I actually love the idea of method writing. Yes, I love method writing. Like I don't know if that's like an actual term and someone's keyed it like before I have, but like sorry, my bearded dragon is like moving around. He's excited. Um like, when I go back to Write Where They Put Us, which is my very first novel project, like, especially if I'm writing in first person, it helps because Project AOS is in third, but if I'm in first person, I am the kind of person that is so empathetic, and I used to have, like, trouble with being so empathetic that I would, like, overdo it on, like, feeling other people's emotions, and, like, I'm to the point where, like, I wanna cut my hair to, like, cause my character in Where They Put Us has short hair, and I'm like, I feel like that would affect, like, movement. I feel like that would change the way that I wrote, and I don't know if I'm actually gonna do that because I love my long hair, but, like, things like that. Like, when I go back to that project, I'm going to be in that character's mindset for, like, a big part of my day whenever I'm writing. And that means that I'm gonna be, like, in their feelings, which is why writing in first person in that book in particular was probably so difficult for me, because there were things about that book that, like, I hate certain things about the main character in that book, or I, like, think that she's too self-centered, and the problem is, like, she's so much like me in a way, but also, like, different that, like, it's hard to do, but I love the idea of method writing and, like, acting things out. It is, like, so helpful to, like, figure out the positioning of things, and also it's fun to just put on, like, your favorite, like, book playlist and, like, act out scenes. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I also love to, like, talk in my character's dialogue while I'm driving and put it on a voice note, like, if I have a good idea, and I'm literally there in my car, like, bawling, like, writing out this emotional scene while, like, talking into my character's perspective. It's so it's so funny, and, like, the thing is I listen to the recording back and all you just hear, like, the road, like, bumping and, like, me, like, crying in the background. I'm a crier, though, so it's not like I'm, like, depressed. Well, I'm not depressed anymore, but, like, I'm very, like, expressive, I feel like, with how I feel, so that's why I tend to be a crier. Talking out my ideas and problems with writer friends when writing, even when it is just me and talking and them listening, has been a game changer, but it is so difficult to do sometimes. That is so true. But you're so right. It can be like so helpful to just talk it out, like to just be able to try to explain things to someone else because then you're like explaining them over again to yourself and then therefore you can like figure out new avenues or new potential. So that's so true. I meant as in something you have been through in life portrayed in the eyes of someone else. Sorry. I lost my dad at 18 and wanted to create a book to showcase the ways in which grief hits. I'm so sorry that that happened to you. That is so terrible, and my heart truly goes out to you. And that is honestly such a great idea to create a book because then, like, you're really connected to your own emotions and you're kind of able to take an outside perspective and, like, look at the way that it's affected you. So it's not something I've ever personally tried, but that is such a great idea, and I feel like it'd be helpful for so many people. So honestly, if you ever wanna go back to that idea, I think that that's amazing. I don't know if that's your current idea or if that's, like, something you've thought of in the past, but I feel like that's so special because when people take things that they've experienced and they write about them, it's all the more better 'cause, like, you actually know what it feels like, and that can be a problem people run into when writing characters that are different from them. They don't truly will ever know, like, what it feels like, and so they're kind of only, like, mimicking or taking bits of pieces of what they've done through research, and being able to do that would be so cool. I feel like that would also be very, like, healing in a way to, like, view it from an outside perspective, so that's really sweet, and I'm so sorry. Okay. Paladina says, "Nice to meet you too. It is fun for me. I love being a dungeon master. I'm writing an haunted house exploration session like Ghostbusters but medieval." Oh, that is so cool. Stop. That sounds like a high concept idea to me, like Ghostbusters medieval like fantasy. I feel like that's the next big thing in the publishing market, honestly. You're not crazy. This sounds like a very authentic and cool artistic approach. Thank you. I like it. I've always been like very connected to the things that I write and I really enjoy it because I love reading back my story because I just love to, like, see all the characters' reactions and, like, the humor and everything, and this story in particular, it's, like, so close to my heart because it's for, like, kids that felt like me when I was that age, like, going, like, end of middle school, going into high school age. So it's, like, so nice to be able to kind of, like, capture, like, a time capsule of what it felt like to be that age and to hopefully, like, have other kids relate to it and, like, feel seen and heard through that. So, like, I've loved writing Ace's perspective. I get worried all the time that people will think, like, he's boring, but, like, he's literally one of my favorite characters because he's quiet in a way, and it's, like, almost in some ways he's muted because he doesn't feel like he has friends or like he deserves love or he deserves friends. And like that's how I was at that age. I was very quiet. I didn't talk to a lot of people. I didn't know how. So I was like the person who like never talked. Like so I love that book. I love Ace of Spades. It's literally my favorite. That sounds so cool. I'm revising chapter 11 of my pastry. Yeah. Project Sugar and Spice. Dude, I feel like the universe is sending me so many signs to try D&D. I know. Yeah, you guys don't know this, but we were literally talking about D&D on last night's stream with Evelyn. My mind is already blanking. Yeah, we we talked about D&D there, and it was very, very cool. But yeah, it looks like we are coming up on another sprint. We can do another 40 if you guys would like, but just because, like, I'm in a difficult spot right now, like, if you guys wanna do 20, that's cool too, but vote down in the comments and, like, I need to see all 8 of you because I can see that there are 8 people here, and I know that I'm not there because I'm not logged in right now, so there are 8 of you. So, like, if you guys could let me know how much time we're thinking, we can do that time, and then I'll be successful. But anyway. Oh, okay. We have 1 vote. 38 minutes. Do we have any other votes? I'm fine with either. We love the neutral energy. I can't. Yes, it does sound very cool. I need at least 1 more vote or 2. 35. Okay, we have 35 and we have 38. Because everyone wants to be quiet. I'm about to be like, okay, we're gonna say 35, everyone heart it. And then 30, 38, everyone heart it. Okay, wait, we have 2 30s. I think 35 and 38 have been knocked off the podium. And now we have 3 30s, so 30 has won. Oh, 35. Do we have any more 35s? Because I think 30 might be the winner. I'm gonna changes it to 31. Okay. I could literally count all these up and calculate the average. Wait, I'm gonna do that. That sounds so fun. I love math. I suck at math. Where's my calculator? Okay. We have 38. Okay, this is gonna be so hard. 38, 35, 30. 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 35 plus 31. Okay, wait, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, divided by 7. Do I suck at math? I thought that was how you calculated an average. Is that not how you calculate an average? Wait, now I have to look it up. This is so stupid. How do you calculate the mean? Add up the numbers, divide by how many numbers there are. That's exactly what I did. 38 plus 30. Wait, I think I know what happened. I'm doing it again. You guys are gonna be so done with me by the time this is over. I'm having fun. Divide by 7. Okay, you guys. We have 32. It's mirrored. 32.7142857, and we are going to be sprinting for 32.7142857 minutes. Okay, let's go. Let me see how I can put this in focus. Okay, clock. Focus timer. Can I do decimals? I can do decimals. Wait, can I just type it in? Does that work? Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't. You guys are gonna be blown away. You guys are gonna be blown away. I'm not even kidding. Okay, you guys ready? We got 32.7142857 minutes on the stage. I think it just keeps going. I think it just, I don't even know if this is going to work, so we're gonna do a little click to make sure. Wait, it does. Wait, I'm so confused. Oh, Bro, what even is this? What even is this mess? You guys, I don't think it's gonna work. That's so crazy. I can't wait. We're gonna be smart about this. Wait, no, that does work because it's I don't I think I don't know if it works. I'm so confused. Wait, how am I supposed to see it? Okay, you guys, that would have been so cool, but I don't think it's gonna work. I'm so sad, honestly. We're gonna do 33. Because I feel like it is working, but, like, I don't wanna risk it, and then I'm like, "Huh, we're still going, like, what's happening?" And, like, we're just here. Okay, everyone's going for the chaos. I love how I just spent 5 minutes doing that. Thank you. We are now rounded up. Wait, I never refreshed, so you guys still see this. See? Perfection. You guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with me today. Okay, we're gonna be sprinting for 33 minutes. You guys are going to do awesome, and we will be back in 33 minutes. And yeah, we are gonna start riding in 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everyone. Hey guys, how did it go? I It was interesting. I started off listening. I made myself a well, my dad made me a sandwich downstairs. So I had a sandwich and I got a drink. And then I started listening to music. I'm currently The Earworm in My Ear is Strategy by Twice, so do with that what you will. And then I started working on chapter 16, which is in Beatrix's perspective. And it's been so strange because I've been trying to like figure out exactly like logistically how in her personality and the kind of person she is, she ends up in the place she is at this point. And like it's difficult to figure out, and I feel like I have so much that I need to explain in like so little space. But like because she is not like the main character of this book, but she also gets this perspective, like I don't want to spend too long in her POV, and therefore it means that I kind of have to like skip over and like tell the reader some things that are happening. And I don't know, I don't know if it would be better for me to like elongate the book and add more to her POV, or if it's okay to kind of just skip over parts and just like tell you what's happened. And like because I'm just telling, and because I'm apparently not having a good writing day today, like I just don't feel like the words sound very nice. Like I am a believer that telling is like a good tool, that like there is a time for telling and there's a time for showing, and I try to use it very like intentionally. And the thing is, like, because of the space, I kind of have to just tell you. It's just I wish that the words were just like coming out beautiful because like it's like when I draft new stuff, because I'm drafting so much new content and like 30K words onto this like and onto the new draft. It's like I want it to be coming out at the same quality as like the edited draft 1 stuff. And so that makes it a little bit more difficult, and it means I have to do multiple passes, and it means sometimes I don't feel great about what I'm doing. But I'm trying my very best. I actually wrote, which I was really tempted to go watch AuthorTube videos because so many people decided to post this morning. Like, you guys, thank you. I feel blessed. But we did have Paula join us while we were sprinting, which is amazing. They say, "Hi, this is my first writing live, so I'm currently working on a fantasy novel that has mermaids and other water beings on it, and it is also important to mention that I want it to be a mental health rep." That is so nice. I love that. Mental health is such an important topic, and I'm so glad that like it's so prominent. I feel like in a lot of books these days. And it's just I feel like it's very important to have that like representation out there in media, which is amazing, and I love that, especially for fantasy. I highly recommend that you follow Kara on Paper because she's currently working on like a sea creature fantasy called Seaside Princess. So I think you should definitely go follow Kara on Paper on YouTube. I think that you'd love that content because your books are like in the same genre kind of. So that would be very cool. Yes, welcome, Paula. I'd be interested in doing a live stream as really seem to get a lot of writing done in a short period of time. Yeah, it's really fun. Like I feel like it's really helpful because lately I've been really into like I think people on here like call it body doubling, like having someone else write with you because writing is so solitary. It like helps to have other people like writing along with you and like dealing with the struggle and like suffering and strangling their whips at the same time as you. You know, it's very nice. Okay. Evelyn says, pretty good. Worked on some math homework. Love that for you. I need to ask you, like, what you're doing for your degree because I'm in university. I'm assuming you're in university, but I don't know. And I'm in university, so I brainstormed some ideas for the next chapter. I added something last chapter that wasn't in the outline, so now my plans for this chapter don't work anymore. I get that, but also it's so fun to just see a story unfold like organically and to like have moments where like stuff happens that you didn't even expect. But yeah, it is a bit frustrating to have to sit back and be like, "Oh, now I have to plan this." But I feel like once you do, you'll be like, "Okay, this is so much cooler than I ever thought it could be," which is awesome. Thank you. I plan on self-publishing the book this year as a companion novel to my published pastry chef romance novella, Culinary Confessions. Ah, love that. Yes, Kara is awesome. I literally love her. Yes, I agree. See, Evelyn gets it. Yes, that sounds so cool. I got That's great because I feel like you just said that you got to chapter 4 on our last break, which is crazy. You are flying through it, which is so awesome. No words written, just brainstorming on how I want the rest of this chapter to go. Yes, sometimes that needs to happen. I personally love brainstorming because when I was writing draft 1, I'm such a like headlights writer because my book is based off of another story. I like already had the structure in place. Like I knew everything that had to happen, and it was almost like I got to play around with it, like make little twists. Like every time I got to a new location and their journey, like I could put a twist on it and design like a whole new world, which is so cool. Yep, in university. Went back as an older student. I'm currently double majoring in business admin and computer engineering. I love that for you. That is so cool. Those are so great. I was in engineering before I switched to English. So I get the engineering. I wasn't in computer engineering though, and I feel like that is extremely different. So I was in like biosystems. It was called biosystems. Some schools call it agricultural engineering, but that's where I was before I switched to English. But senior year, guys, we have some exciting videos that I'm planning. I don't know how they'll go. I've tried not to talk about videos because I decided to take a break, but I'm actually currently filming one right now. I think I'm gonna finish it today. I kind of wrapped up filming. I don't know if I'll post it because like I enjoyed filming it, but also I'm like so self-conscious of the content like that I make now. And I'm always stuck in the comparison game and I'm always comparing it to other people and it's like just bad. So I don't know if I'll post this video. If it is, I will post it later. I didn't explain it very well, but I'm waiting to post until I finish my book. Like I said in like my post, I was like, I'll see you guys when I finish the book because I want to do like a finishing my book video and then I'll be back. But like this is the first video this week that I filmed in 3 weeks, but I'm gonna save it till like after, if that makes sense. Because I wanted to like, I don't know, there's something going on this week. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. It's been interesting to get back into filming and to talk to a camera. And I've honestly really liked my life, like, apart from the camera, but at the same time, like, I want videos for, like, memories, so it's like a difficult balance, and also I don't wanna, like, leave you guys. I'm just dumping this all on you. I don't wanna leave you guys hanging because I was like, I promised that I'd come back and make videos, but making videos is so like and I don't get it, like, I just don't get how people just come up with, like, the most aesthetically pleasing content. I just don't get it, cause like, you guys don't understand, like, I try so hard, but the problem is, like, I hate spending money, so, like, everything I do it in iMovie, and I have to come up with, like, shortcuts on how to do things that people would normally do in Final Cut Pro, which makes it all the more difficult, and then, like, all the time I'm like, "Oh, this shot is so shaky, but I can't change it." And then I'm like, "What if I just don't post this video?" But if I go in the mindset, I'll never post anything. But, like, yeah, I'm trying to heal my relationship with content. I think it's gotten better, but the problem is because I'm not making content, like, when I go back, I don't wanna have the same, like, toxic mindset. So, like, maybe filming a little bit, but not posting anything for a while will be helpful. But we'll see. I seriously love your oh, thank you. It's so genuine, relatable, and unique to you, but also you should do whatever makes you happy. Thank you, Evelyn. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. That's so kind. Be as repulsive as possible. No, you are not repulsive, Ian. I love your videos. I think they're so fun. It's just, I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard. Cause like I feel like everyone has like their little niche. Like everyone has a style of content that they're like good at and like people love. Like Alyssa and the books doesn't make the most aesthetic content, but so many people follow her because they love listening to her talk about books. And she has the most like oh like she has a great personality. And I'm like, am I trying to do aesthetic content, but aesthetic content isn't my thing? Cause like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe hasn't found the right people yet, but honestly, there's so many of you here that are just, like, so kind and so nice, and I'm so glad you're here. I never posted about hitting 300. For the 12 of you that are here, thank you for helping me hit 300 because, like, that made me so happy, especially because when I posted my last video, I was like, "It's not doing well." That video is now, like, the 3rd video, like, most popular video on my channel, which is crazy. And, like, I think that just goes to show that sometimes, like, you don't know whether something is going to do well until, like, a long time after. And in the future, when I start filming videos again, I think I'm gonna do, like, a biweekly schedule because if you give time for a video to, like, sit, I feel like it does better. But that's just me. So I don't know. Do you have a line of your book that you are excited for us to read that is not a spoiler? Uh, I have I have a lot. I have a lot. It'd be so hard for me to pick one. I don't know if I could pick one because like there's stuff that I totally messed up the formatting on my book. Give me 1 second because I was going to the chapter headings and everything is messed up. Is that fixed? So sorry, that was bothering me so much. It like started making each paragraph a chapter heading. Um I've already read a lot of them to you guys because like I read them in my actually I will refer you to that video actually. If you want to go watch my book anniversary video for Project AOS, that is when I finished not finished. That was when I had been working on Project AOS for a year. You don't have to watch the whole video, literally just skip to the end and I like share some good stuff that, like, is from chapter 1. So if you wanna check that out, I highly recommend you checking that out. Look at me being like, "Oh, go check out one of my videos." It's marketing, I don't know. I just think I'd be more articulate in there, but yeah. Also, I would just be saying the same thing as I talk about in there. So yeah. But you guys, I think that we have come to the end of the stream. I know that there are a lot of exciting streams coming up. I can't remember what times they are, but just go go to your following page because I know that there are a lot of author tubers streaming today. I think Taylor's streaming tonight. I think Satira and if I'm pronouncing her name right, I really hope so. And why can't I remember? I literally know her. Well, I know that there are a ton of people I'm sorry, my mind is blanking so bad. I know that there are a ton of people who are posting videos and live streaming today, so I'm probably gonna do, like, a bit of a, like, stream hopping situation today because I have a lot to do and a lot to finish. But thank you guys so much for coming. Just to give you guys it again, my name is Hannah. You can like and follow if you would like. It really helps me out. And I'm also on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, it's the same handle. It's HGF Writes. And I'm also on Instagram as HGF Writes. I've been posting a lot more on Instagram because I decided to take a break from posting videos. So if they're like, I usually do updates on there. Like I do like I'm trying to write every day in the month of July. So every week I post like day this of writing every day in July. So the next one will be the 28th, which is crazy because I've never written that long. Then again, some days I just write a single sentence, keep that in mind, and sometimes I just brainstorm. It's just that I need to spend time in my whip every day. But yeah, thank you guys so much again. You guys are so, so kind. I'm so, so grateful for all 11 of you that stayed to the end and watched. It's been so, so wonderful, and I'm glad we were all able to be productive. But thank you so much. This is your reminder that you can write that book. Bye. I have to click end stream. I completely forgot.